I am going to go ahead and get started so that way we're not taking up the whole night, y'all. But welcome, you guys. So good to see y'all's faces. Welcome to our weekly Monday Night Huddle. Can you guys see my screen? Can y'all give me a thumbs up if you can see this like launch document? Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm going to pray and then we're just going to get rocking and rolling, you guys. So, dear Lord, thank you for this beautiful day, God. Thank you for just this time. Help us to be good stewards of our time and just to be expectant for all that you have going on in the world around us, but also in our lives, and just how we can be a blessing and an impact to those that we come into contact with. Lord, help us to see things as you see them, to see things with your eyes, and not to let the heaviness of the world around us get us down, but instead to understand that we get to be a light and a vessel wherever we go. So in Jesus' name we pray, amen. All right, y'all. So I am going to talk tonight, you guys, about our simple systems. So majority of you guys probably had a launch call. We did update this document, but you probably had a launch call that went over this, or you've seen a launch video maybe if you recently joined. And so this information shouldn't be new, but I feel like this information is gold because so often in this business, we tend to overcomplicate things. We tend to, start out with a system and then feel like, okay, well, what if I do this, this, and this? And then over time, we just realize, whoa, I am totally so far from the system. And maybe that's why I'm not seeing the results that I really want to see. And so one thing that I really appreciate about this is this system works. So Francesca Fields, she's been here 18 months. You may have heard of her. She's a blue diamond in our company. She's one of our amazing uplines. She makes $90,000 a month, you guys. Granted, girlfriend is doing a lot more work than I'm doing, I'm sure, just because she has so many more people that she's helping serve and win. But she has used this system and she has trained her people to use this system. So this is the bread and butter of what we do in our businesses here. And what I also love about that is I've talked with Francesca several times about different things. And honestly, you guys, she can always point me back to somewhere in the system. And I love that from a mentor perspective, that I know she really believes in this so much that if we just do this, it'll work. But I also love that from a leadership perspective, that when somebody's coming to me and they're discouraged, they're frustrated, they don't know if this is going to work for them, we can go back to this system and see where they might be getting caught up and just start plugging back into it and seeing some wins. So you guys need to be using this for your business, but as you're bringing people in, you're going to always be pointing them back to this, okay? So we keep it simple, and the entire system is about relationships, which I love it. I love that every single part of this has to do with continuing to improve and build upon the relationship that you're working with. So the first part is launching. So every single person gets launched into their business. Right now, we're trying out the video launch just because we feel like that might be more effective with our time. So when you get somebody started, you're going to send them that welcome text. As soon as they get signed up, that long welcome text, it has like 5 steps in it. Step 4 has this document in it, and it actually has a launch video recording that they can watch as soon as they get signed up. So they're not waiting on your schedule to see when you can set up a Zoom. So this is to get them running even quicker. And then after they've watched this video, well, not this video, but that video, the launch video, then you can set up a goal setting call with them, maybe include your upline, and just really ask, what questions they have, see what their goals are, help them come up with verbiage on how to reach out to people and invite to people. So that's the first part of this process, is getting people launched. Okay, that's so important whenever you bring someone in to help launch them strong. The second part of this whole system is piquing curiosity. Okay, so we are just here to pique curiosity. Hang on, I have to admit some people to watch the waiting room. Okay, so we are here to just pique curiosity, y'all. There are different ways to do that. Posting on social media, right? And I want to mention leading with the opportunity, guys. Leading with opportunity is going to attract people who want opportunity. If you only talk about the products, you guys, you're going to get a lot of product takers, which is awesome, but it's hard to get people to see beyond products if you're never talking about the opportunity, okay? So posting on Facebook, I try to do 3 business posts or opportunity posts a week. The rest of my posting is family, life, whatever. But I really try to be intentional about 3 good posts a week to pique curiosity on my Facebook. You can also pique curiosity by your stories, Instagram, Facebook stories. Those are great places to really talk more about the products, talk in detail about the compensation plan, share some testimonies, use polls. I love using polls or making it interactive because then people want to interact and then you realize, oh, so-and-so is interested. I actually have done that several times where I'm like, hey, my friend Fran is sharing her story tonight on how she makes $90,000 a month. Let me know if you want the link. And literally people are like, yes, send me, like they comment on the poll. And then I know who is interested. So it really helps sort people. Another way to pique curiosity is picking up the phone, you guys. Picking up the phone, calling those people, texting those people, inviting them to get eyes on this with you, okay? So important. You're not picking up the phone and explaining every single thing to somebody. Your job is just to share your excitement and see if they'd be willing to take a look and give you their honest opinion on something that you're excited about. You are not the expert here, guys. We don't have to be the expert. And if you are talking to one person for more than 5 minutes, you're doing too much, okay? This system is designed to where you should not be talking to one person for more than 5 minutes at a time, okay? You are not in the convincing business. We do not have to convince people this is amazing. Either they want it or they don't. If they don't right that second, you're going to keep them in this system, and that's okay. Over time, they'll start to realize how important and special this is. And then the second thing you got, or the third thing, sorry, is a webinar. So this is webinar, but this can also be a tool. So I like to think of these are third-party tools. These are the live calls that we have literally Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, every night of the week, you guys. We have a live call to invite somebody to. Maybe they can't make a live call. Maybe that's bedtime for their kids and it's a really hard time. That's okay. We have so many recorded videos. So many. You pick your favorite. They all pretty much talk about the opportunity, the company, and the product, so you can't go wrong. And you're just asking them if they would like to, get some information and go from there. So there's so many different tools. My thing is, if somebody literally comes to me and they're like, hey, I saw you posted about your vitamins or your hemp or whatever, can you tell me more? I could literally take 10 minutes and tell them about it, but I don't have time for that. And I am not the expert. So instead, I'm like, hey, I'm so excited you want to learn more. I actually have a quick video that better explains it, better than I can. Let me know. I would love to send that your way. And then they're like, yeah, I would love to see the video. And then I send them the video. So I'm not having to explain every single part. It's tempting because we're excited, but that's not a good use of your time either. And it's not easily duplicatable. Okay, so after you've sent them a video or they've gotten on a live call, from there, that's where we do the 3-way calls or the 3-way chats. This is where we do group chats, okay? This is a very important step of the process, you guys. And it's very easy to think, oh, that's not that big of a deal. Like, I can close them, I can answer all their questions. But what I love about this is this shows them that they have support. They have you that they're talking with, but they also have so-and-so and another friend. So if they choose to partner with us, they know they have a couple people that are in their corner and able to help them win. A lot of people who've done these things before and never saw success, it tends to be because they didn't know how to do it and they didn't have support. So we want to show people we do things differently and as a team here. So who is this 3-way chat with, right? This can be obviously with your upline. But what if your upline isn't really in this to win this and they don't ever reply to your messages? That can be someone that you're sidelines with. That can be someone underneath you in your team. It doesn't have to be your upline for this to be a successful thing. It's basically just another person that is validating what you've said, that they're excited about it, and that they're just there to be another resource. So don't think about it as just, oh, my sponsor's not doing this, I can't do this part of the system. Find somebody else and they would be happy to help you, I'm sure. Okay, so what else? The next part of this is additional exposure if needed. You guys, it takes 7 to 9 exposures for somebody to see if this is for them. This isn't just for this, but for literally every single thing under the sun. It takes people 7 to 9 times to know if they're interested. So what this means is, okay, they listened to a live call, they thought it was cool, you got them in a group chat with your friend, the conversation's going great, but she's still not ready. That's totally fine. That's not weird, right? Most people aren't ready to sign up for a business the second they hear about it, right? If that were the case, we would all be like millionaires by now. But people need information. People need to know that this is the right fit for them. So say they've done all those things. Well, tonight we're having a moneymaker call at 8 p.m. It's just about the business. That friend's already heard about the products. She might still have questions about that. That's fine. But she was interested in the business. This is where you, as the person who's talking with them, or even the friend who's been edifying the person, either one of you can step in at any point and be like, hey, we actually have another call tonight at 8 o'clock. Amber, one of my friends on my team, she actually is going to share just about the business tonight. It's going to be 20 minutes max. She's going to talk about how you make money here and how you can make this an actual business. Let me know if you'd like the Zoom graphic and I'll send it over. This is just where you're sending them more information. This can even be when we have a special or a sale, right? This is a great time to chime back into all of those messages and be like, hey, we're actually having 10% off right now. I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I just want to make sure I let you know that we're having a special sale just in case you are ready to order. Anytime there's a reason to touch back with a person, do it, because that's another chance to follow up and add value. What I never do here, I never chime back in a message and just say, hey, let me know if you have any questions, because more than likely they don't know what their questions are. So every time I touch back into a chat, I'm making sure I'm either giving them something I'm inviting them to, I'm letting them know of something special going on, like a sale, or I found a testimony that made me think of them. So when you're giving additional exposure, add value. Make sure you're building that puzzle for them, okay? And then this can be PDFs too. Maybe they want more information on the products. Send them some PDFs so they have those product information right in front of them. Okay, now the next part is closed by edified upline. I like to think of this as this is where the partnership starts to happen. This is where they've decided, yes, this is what I want. This is what I'm ready for. Let's do it. And we help them get started. This is where you remind them like, hey, it's a 100 PV to get started, $39.95. Get your auto ship set up so you don't miss out on any loyalty rewards. This is where you come in as the helpful edified upline, and you help them understand how they get started and started strong, right? You let them know, hey, we're going to send you some information to get you started strong, sending that welcome text so that they have all the information right there, and then you're just repeating the process, guys. So literally, I know that sounds like a lot, but in the grand scheme of running a business, this is what we're doing, okay? Hang on, I wanted to say something else. Okay, so, I did want to mention, so when you're launching them, so you're launching your new person, make sure you send them the welcome text, like I mentioned, that has the launch video in it, plus some other steps. If you don't have that saved to your notes, I posted it in our team chat today. Scroll up, I posted it this morning, and save that to your notes, because when you sign somebody up, you're going to send them that welcome text, okay? Also, another part of launching people is adding them to the team chat and and the pages that are in that same text, okay? You're also going to get on a goal setting call with them and your sponsor, and just chat about what their goals are. What do they want to accomplish? What questions they have. So that's just very relational and figuring out what they're wanting and how you can help them reach those goals. Another part of launching them is planning a ribbon cutting or a Fab Five. I am available to do as many ribbon cuttings as you guys want. I literally I have my little script and I know what I say. So if you guys need those for any of your new people, I am here to help with that. And I know so many of you guys have been doing your own ribbon cuttings for your teams as well. So that's awesome. But getting them a ribbon cutting on the books or a Fab Five, getting them started strong, talking to their inner circle right away. And then another part of you launching somebody is pointing them back to these systems, because this is what's going to help them win with what we have here, y'all. So just remember, you're moving people through this system. So there's the arrows, just in case we forget where we're supposed to be sending people. But you are moving people through these systems. And if you have big goals, maybe your goals are okay, I need to be gold in 6 months. I need $8,000 a month for this to work for my family. Then you are just putting more people in this system. You're talking to more people. You're making sure you're following up with them often. You're doing this system, but you're just amplifying the system. So you're scaling it. And then the majority of your business hours, you guys, need to be spent on this system right here. This is what you're doing during your business hours. And then helping your team with the system. So anytime you're working your business, it needs to be doing something within this system or doing this within the system for your team, right? So I just want to encourage you guys not to get distracted by so many things that feel like work and feel like you're moving the needle forward, but it's not actually doing what needs to be done. Or it might seem like it needs to be done, but it's not the meat and the potatoes of what is truly going to give you the results that you're looking for, you guys. So just want to encourage you guys to truly stick to the systems. Sorry I sped through that as fast as I could. I didn't want, normally I'm a chatty Kathy and take forever to get through the meat and potatoes, but do you guys have any questions, or is there any part of the system that you're feeling hung up on and need some help or support with? Y'all can unmute if you want to chit chat.
I guess one of my first ones is that I feel like sometimes I overwhelm them, even in the goal setting. Okay, we're just gonna go over the simple system. I try and circle back to it, because then you're what did I just sign up for? And I think calming them back down by going back to the simple system and reiterating so many times. But then they're so where do I start?
Yes.
Crap, where did I lose them?
Yeah. Carlin, I love that though. That's so true. So you're talking about when you get a new person started. Yeah. Okay.
And you're done the goal setting.
Yeah. No, I think that's so good. I think most people need the chunks. They need the 1, 2, 3. Okay, I just signed up. That was a huge hurdle. I just did this launch Zoom. Now what? So teaching them the systems is great, but then I think being okay, so first we're going to come up with a good post. I want to help you come up with your first post. The sooner you get people in activity from the launch or the goal setting to real life, that's kind of a good indicator on if they're actually going to do this or not. The more time people take to come from the goal setting to posting on Facebook or whatever, they're not going to do much, because they're letting too much time pass, and then they get scared or talk themselves out of it. So I think being okay, these are the systems. We're going to come up with your first post, and you can ask me, and I can add them to the collections post. That way they can see some good ideas, or you can just help them come up with one. And then being okay, and then let's get a ribbon cutting on the books for you. Let's come up with a list of 20 people that you love, they love you, inner circle people, they would buy dirt from you. And let's get a ribbon cutting on the books in the next 2 to 3 days. So I think just like giving them steps, people want to succeed. Most people don't know how to get from point A to point B with this type of stuff, you know? And then giving them some verbiage on how to reach out, like letting them know you don't have to be the expert. You are just sharing your excitement. You're inviting people to take a look, and like just leading with their excitement, honestly, is huge. That's good though,
Okay.
Carlin.
No, yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And I know a lot of times it can feel like on the sponsoring end, you feel like, oh, well, I don't want to annoy them or I don't want to like stress them out. But they've signed up for this. So they could have easily been a preferred customer, you know, but they chose to do the ambassador route. So they're interested in being successful, but they're probably just freaking out that they just made the craziest decision of their life. And they need someone to come alongside them and be like, it's okay. We're gonna do this together, you know? Okay, so Allie said, when someone wants to see the video, do I first make sure they watched it, then try to do the three-way chat? I'm struggling to figure out how to move to the three-way chat without it being awkward. So I recommend doing that. That way, it's just a better use of everybody's time. But what I do is I'll send the video to someone. Like I just had a girl message me today. I sent her the video like a month ago, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I just now watched it. Like, what in the world?" So, but she watched it and now she's excited about it. And so now I can move her into a chat. So once you know somebody's watched it, that's when you're just like, they're like, oh, the hemp sounds amazing, blah, blah, blah. Then you're like, yes, I know, it's so incredible. You have got to hear my friend's story on why she loves this product or why she chose this company. And that's kind of a natural thing. I'm never like, hey, can I add you to a group chat? Because then they're going to be like, whoa, this is getting weird, you know? But if you're just like, you've got to hear my friend's story on why she really felt like this was a great option for her family. And then you can just move them into the chat without making it awkward. Good questions. Okay. All right, guys. I just want to encourage you guys, stick to the system.